You never know what you're gonna get. Again, I did not choose these, okay? Like, don't blame me. It's all about the emotional content. It's about the feeling. And the feeling here is like, fucker's gonna get stabbed. That's impossible to capture. But I'll try. Did you know that every image on the internet is required to have an alt text? And an alt text is like an image description. And the reason that every image needs an image description is for people who have like disabilities, like blind people, for example. And I'm pretty sure other disabilities too, but I actually don't know. Exactly. But the point is, it's fun to write alt text. And so we're going to look at a few images. We're going to write some alt text for those images. So let's get going. I should mention, I've never seen any of these images before, so I did not pre-select these. These were selected by an algorithm. Just kidding, I don't know. They're random, okay? They're random. They're from a secret location. All right, so the first one seems to be like, it's an illustration. There's like a wizard type character, and most of the frame is consumed by a massive purple blob monster. And the quality of the artwork is beautiful. It looks like a magic card. You ever play a magic trading card game? And then the location. It's not just the wizard and the purple blob monster. The blob monster has like spikes and like arms and like pits inside of it, and it's very misshapen. It looks almost like it's made out of clouds, but it also looks like it's made out of scales. The environment that this is in is gorgeous. There's like, it looks elven. You have all these like organic flowing shapes, and the color is very green and natural. There's trees glimpsed in the distance. And I see more wizard-like creatures too in the back. And they look calm, so I guess this purple blob thing is, maybe it's not an invader, because if it was an invader, then probably the people in the distance would be like, oh, fuck. But actually, they're calm seeming. Very mysterious. I wonder if this is a magic card. And the monster does seem to be in some sort of like, it's emerging from a circular like basin thing. So like, maybe it's being conjured, but for what purpose? It's very cool. So I'm gonna write alt text for this. I think I got it. Okay. So first I'm going to read it with a screen reader. A screen reader is an assistive technology that blind people use to like read content on the internet. And that's the way that most people who read alt text on an image would experience the image. And so I want to kind of simulate that experience using a screen reader.
Voiceover on simple note, window, web content has keyboard focus. Alt text. Image 1. In an elven sanctuary, a giant misshapen mass of scales, claws, pits, and sinew blossoms into existence as a cloaked being holding a staff looks on, a mild glow emanating from his body.
In an elven sanctuary, a giant misshapen mass of scales, claws, pits, and sinew blossoms into existence. I was trying to capture like the way that it like, it has this like, very much a feeling of it emerging out of that like basin thing as a cloaked being holding a staff looks on. I mean, it's fucking cool. A mild glow emanating from his body. I think the reason for the glow is to make it clear like he's the wizard. I found this super fun. I really liked that image. It was just gorgeous. And it really seems like a magic card. Yeah, so let's move on. Oh, before I do that, I'll play this audio description much faster because I want to kind of demonstrate that the way most blind people use screen readers is not at this like slow snail's pace that I have it going right now, which is proper for me when I use a screen reader. They'll use a screen reader much faster. So I'll put it up at 100%, like top speed, and you can see what it might sound like if you're a blind person just kind of quickly scanning through some content.
6, 8, 8, 9, 9, 100%. Closing break menu. Image 1. In 1 century, giant scales, claws, pits, and single blossoms, as a cloak being pulled exactly on a mile away from his body.
So more like it's an audio ripple as opposed to someone speaking. Very cool. Very interesting. All right, next image. You never know what you're gonna get. Again, I did not choose these, okay? Like, don't blame me. You can blame the algorithm. It is. So that's like what, like a GIMP suit? What is that? It's very gross. Okay, so there's a blow up like orca. And then there's like a man in an orca GIMP suit. It's like a leather GIMP suit. Should I Google GIMP suit to make sure that it's a GIMP suit? Okay, I'm gonna Google it. I might censor this. Oh man, Google's gonna remember. Okay, incognito window. GIMP suit. It's a GIMP suit, like a bondage suit. I think GIMP suit is more semantic. Okay. Oh God. All right. So it's a GIMP suit. And now I'm gonna get going. On a mattress, a man in a leather GIMP suit is straddling a blow-up orca and looking towards the camera. The GIMP suit is black with a white belly and white rings around the eyes, just like an orca. They are matching. His face is hidden behind the suit. We can only see his eyes conveying a nameless emotion.
Image 2. 50%. Closing break menu. Image 2. On a mattress, a man in a leather GIMP suit is straddling a blow-up orca and looking towards the camera. The GIMP suit is black with a white belly and white rings around the eyes, just like an orca. They are matching. His face is hidden behind the suit. We can only see his eyes conveying a nameless emotion. 95%. Closing break menu. Image 2. On a mattress, a man in a leather GIMP suit straddling a blow-up orca and looking towards the camera. The GIMP suit is black with a white belly and rings around the eyes, just like an orca. They are matching. His face is hidden behind the suit. We can only see his eyes conveying a nameless emotion.
To reflect on this one, I mean, it has to be horrific because the image is horrific. So the description needs to go into too much detail. It needs to like delve deeper and deeper. Like, what is this thing that you're witnessing? And you just want to look away. You want to leave. You don't want to see this anymore. That's what I'm trying to capture in the image description, in this alt text. The existential dread of finding images like this on the internet. It's something that everyone gets to enjoy. That's why I'm writing descriptions for it. So everyone can experience this feeling. Yay. Well, we have a GIF, and there is a sphere that seems to be levitating and moving down a hallway. We can only tell that it's in a hallway because we can see the reflections of the hallway. They're like fisheye reflections in the sphere, coming off of the sphere, and we can see the kind of the background going by really blurry. And also it seems to be some sort of weapon because it has like 3 serrated spikes coming out of the front. So like you can imagine at the end it's gonna like sink into someone's body and just murder them. And then of course I'm trying to figure out what kind of hallway is this. I mean, honestly, it looks kind of like a studio. Like it might be the back lot of like a film studio or something. It's hard to tell, and it's going by quick. But since it's a GIF, you get 1 second of looping, and you just kind of overanalyze what you're looking at. Cool, so this will be a fun one. I think what I'm going to try to capture is the peril that whoever is at the end of this hallway is about to be in. In an animated GIF, a spherical science fiction weapon cruises down a hallway at high speed. 3 serrated spikes seeking a victim.
3. In an animated GIF, a spherical science fiction weapon cruises down a hallway at high speed. 3 serrated spikes seeking a victim. 100%. Closing menu. In an animated GIF, 3. In an animated spherical science fiction weapon cruises down a hallway at high speed. 3 serrated spikes seeking a victim.
I feel like the one thing that I'm not 100% on is the fact that I didn't really capture the fact that you can see the hallway through the spherical reflection of the weapon. And like, so I'm trying to decide, like, is that the crucial emotional element of this scene? If I look at this, is it the fact that it's the reflection that's key, or is it the fact that it's a weapon levitating and cruising down the hallway? And I decided it was the latter. Because it's not about the visual effect and how it's conveying itself, right? I feel like it's the fact that it's a weapon in close-up. You know, the fact that the background is blurry and the sphere is in focus. I wanted to leave that out and just focus on like the emotional content, because in my philosophy, I guess, with all text, it's all about the emotional content. It's about the feeling, and the feeling here is like, fucker's gonna get stabbed. You know. So yeah, cool. Let's go on to the. So I usually just do 4 images, so that would mean that this next one is going to be the final one. Cool. So surreal and freaky. This is like the credit sequence that plays before like a cult recording. Like in a Brazilian compound. It's one of those things that you have no idea where this came from. There's a turtle. It's a VHS. It has like visual artifacts, and the quality is poor in a way that you can only get from like recording a VHS recording of another VHS recording. It's like multiple generations of like VHS recordings. Like it looks bad. The colors are flickering, and it's like a GIF, so you can see some of the artifacts. There's a crappy image of a giant sea turtle. And then it says, "I am a god," all caps. Pink text on a green background. I was talking about emotional content. I have no idea what what is that emotional content of this? What what possible context would lead to this image being created? And how many generations did it go to get to us in this moment? Because it's hard to describe it if I don't know what it's trying to do. What's the effect? So maybe it is a god. So that's what I'm going to try to capture. It's sort of creepy, cultish, and also sacred. That's impossible to capture. But I'll try. Wish me luck. Okay. An animated GIF captures the glitchy artifacts of a VHS recording from an unknowable source, betraying no hint of providence, containing simply a drawing of a giant sea turtle and words in all caps, "I am a god."
Page 4. An animated GIF captures the glitchy artifacts of a VHS recording from an unknowable source betraying no hint of providence, containing simply a drawing of a giant sea turtle and words in all caps, "I am a god." 8, 9, 1, closing the menu. Animated captures the glitchy artifacts of a VHS recording from an unknowable source betraying no hint of providence, containing simply a drawing of a giant sea turtle and words in all caps, "I am a god." What's up?
So, it's a simple image, right? But it's the fact that you don't know where it came from. It has no known source. It has no hint of providence. So it's mysterious. And the fact that it has no context, it knocks you out of your expectations of what someone's artistic work is meant to express, what identity or viewpoint it has. What's the human viewpoint? And in the lack of a human viewpoint, you end up looking at it at face value and you just see some sea creature telling you that it is a god. And that's what you're left with. So it's been a fun journey. We've gone from gimp suit whale straddling to profound statements without a known source, from the sea to elven sanctuaries. We've gone all over the place, to sci-fi stabbing. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and until next time, see ya.